Mr. Ellis, do you mind giving the invitation? And please remain standing afterwards for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, thank you for this day and the many blessings that you have given us. We are asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Fill us with your grace as we make decisions that might affect the citizens of this city. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ms. Doherty, will you call the roll, please?
Gillum,
Here.
Bunch is sick, Green is sick, Phillips,
Here.
Templin.
Here. Okay, approval of November 16th, City Council meeting minutes. Do I have any discussion in regards to the November minutes? There be no discussion. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Doherty, call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Templin.
All right. Okay. Recognize citizens, guests, and visitors. Do I have anyone to come before the board? Yes? Mr. Recognize Commissioner Isbell and Commissioner Val.
Well, we're here tonight to say, we're going to start trying to come to more meetings so, we can be more active and listen to the city because one of the things we sent you was the interlocal agreement. And so instead of us just voting on it without your approval, we didn't think that'd be right. So that's why I sent it to you and see if you had any questions about that. And, if you ever need us, we'll be here, but I guess one of us will try to be here at most of the
That'd be
meetings.
great. That'd be great.
Okay.
Yes, and the agreement he was talking about is in regards to the
Library.
library board, and basically nothing really changed for us.
No, it's-
Other than,
Yeah, it's just the financial part.
right,
That was highlighted, I've got a copy of it if you
Yeah.
want it.
but our numbers didn't change on there.
don't think so.
No, it didn't. That's what we had budgeted, a little over 17 something thousand.
17,000.
Yeah, we normally have in the budget, yeah. And one of the other things that changed is in regards to library employees,
Right.
yeah. I guess that's bringing them under the county umbrella.
Yeah, as you know, we've had issues, with the public libraries about some of the books that they have.
Right.
And Commissioner Val and myself were both totally against those books. And I think they have worked to where they are doing restrictions. And then it's going to be more to the local people to say, this is what we don't want.
Yes, and in regards to that, people that think that things that are going on in libraries in Portland, Oregon, or San Francisco, California, that doesn't happen here, are sadly mistaken. You need to take a little bit more interest in what's going on in your local community, because there are things going on here that are upsetting. And thank you, Commissioner Isbell and Commissioner Val, for keeping us informed in regard to this, and any changes, they're really good to give us a call.
And as you know,
Appreciate
that we
that.
got a $50,000 grant for the museum, for the be able to open the upstairs with bathrooms and the HVAC. So hopefully within a year, we'll have all that up and going.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mayor's report. Okay, we have been doing, I'm gonna cover some of the public works stuff that we've done over the last couple of weeks. If you've been down 4th Street, you'll notice the mess we made down there. This is in regards to replacing a drain tile that has morphed into trying to chase down a water leak. we have because our water usage, our loss is up. So we're really looking all over town to try to determine where these losses are coming from. In conjunction of replacing this tile on 4th Street, we found a leak that's going west or east down 4th Street toward the creek. We stopped trying to find that today because we would have wound up all the way to the bridge digging a trench, and we're gonna go back and, we've got to get this road fixed and back open for after the holidays when the kids come back and the buses are running up and down there. 4th Street's gonna be messed up for a little while. We've done some work over on 7th Street too, in the vicinity of, what do they call those apartments now?
Meadowbrook,
Is it still called Meadowbrook? Okay.
7th Street to Short.
Yeah, Meadowbrook Apartments, there on 7th, corner of 7th and that little alley. We replaced a drain tile there and cleaned a ditch out, and there's still some work that has to be done there. We have to extend the top of a catch basin, fix that. You're gonna see this all over town. We're trying to get ahead of some of the issues we have in regards to drainage and, our water and sewer system in town before the major work starts in March on our sewer system. They're going to affect a lot of the streets in our community. So if we're gonna mess them up, we wanna mess them up now, so after they do their job, we can get them paved, and repaired properly. We don't want to come back and be tearing these streets up after we fixed them in late summer. So, just bear with us.
Also, 4th Street, it's still one lane, right?
Yes, and it's gonna be one lane for at least another week until we get that catch basin built. Okay, committee reports, planning commission.
The Planning Commission met on December the 19th. Mark Webb requested a plat review over a property line. The two properties one of the properties was his mother's and father's. One of the properties was his. He done an addition that eased over on his mom and dad's property, and now they're thinking about selling the mother and father's property, and he needed a plat review approved, and we approved that. Lydia Burke and Liz Porter, representing S&ME Incorporated, they were here, provided information concerning the Brownfield Coalition Assessment Grant, opportunity for environmental cleanup of Rocky Top properties. This was very interesting. There's several properties in Rocky Top that's available to be checked.
Now, these are federal funds that are available to provide surveys, like in regards to underground storage tanks,
Underground storage tanks.
asbestos and lead in the properties and things like that. They don't remediate it, but they can go in and do the assessments and basically tell you, hey, this is what you're gonna have to do to either bring this property up to standards or demolish it or whatever.
There's no cost to the property owner and no cost to the city for them to do their assessment. And that was, after we discussed that, we're also part of Campbell County's Brownfield grant because of R.J. Corman Railroad. Campbell County's Brownfield grant includes R.J. Corman Railroad, which we all know runs into Rocky Top, and they included Rocky Top. So there's possibility of some federal money being spent here in Rocky Top, and it's not gonna cost nobody a penny.
Thank you. Next is a recreation committee. Councilman Green is off.
Yeah,
due to
they didn't
sickness.
meet.
Yeah, they didn't have a meeting in November, so there's nothing to report there. General government report, city manager report.
Talking about the water loss, we had to send in a water report to the state We had to get assistance because when we sent in our annual report, it showed a 40% loss of water. We later found out that we didn't include the wastewater that we use over at the sewer plant. And when we included it, it dropped it below the 40%. But they still wanted me to send in the report. I did that today because I had to send it in before December 31st. TAUD helped with that report, so we should be good. The other thing is the 19th, which was Tuesday, we had the pre-bid for the sewer project.
There's a half a dozen
Yeah,
contractors were here for the pre-bid.
they are looking at January the 11th to open the bids here. So the next board meeting, y'all will be able to vote on the award,
18th?
the 18th.
18th.
And then MTAS has contacted us. We have been reviewing ordinances for the code book. They contacted us last week and asked that it would probably be more beneficial if we did a legal review and go ahead with a new code rather than revising the code book that we have. And that code, and plus it'd be cost effective. With a new code book would cost us about $3,500, whereas if we revised it, it would be about $4,400. So we told them to go ahead and we would go with the new. That way we would get legal to look at the ordinances and everything, and then we would have a brand new code book.
And in regards to that code book, it hasn't been put into a single document form in about 7 years. For years, and basically this was a city Bible, the ordinance book. Anybody could come in here and either buy a copy or borrow a copy of the book. All the department heads, all the commissioners had a copy of this ordinance book, and there was a playbook for the city. We've not had one, and it was all in one easily searchable document. We haven't had that since 2015.
Yeah, 16.
Since 2016. That's what they're working on right now. Hopefully, within the next few months, that will be complete. Another nice thing with MTAS, this will be posted on their website.
Yes.
So you can go in and pull it up. Any citizen can go in and pull up our ordinances and look at them. What you have in there right now is stuff left from, does it say Rocky Top or is it still Town of Lake City?
It says Rocky Top.
Okay, but it's the old ordinances.
And then due to the change in personnel here in the office, the audit will not be ready December 31st. It looks like it'll be more around March before they are finished with it. We have notified the state, and we also notified Evan, who notified everybody that was involved with the grant to let them know. And then finally, City Hall will be closed Friday and Monday in observance of Christmas Eve and Christmas, and also January the 1st. And just a reminder that garbage pickup will be Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday will be Monday's schedule, and then the second will be Tuesday, and then that Wednesday, the 3rd, will be the Monday schedule. So, that's it.
Okay. December sewer adjustments in a total amount of $244. We had 4 individuals requesting adjustments. Josh Braden had a leak, $53. Brian Elliott with a leak of $46. David Poor with a leak of $58. And Katrina Slover had a leak of $87. Do I have a motion to grant approve the sewer adjustments in the amount of $244?
I'll make that motion, sir.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Timplin.
All right. Okay, sewer adjustments. As Mr. Ellis said earlier, our monthly water loss is up to 38%. We've been running in the high 20s for the last few months. Not sure why we're up nearly 10%. It's something we are addressing. We fixed a leak on, what is it going in the fairgrounds? Golda?
Glenn,
Glenn. We fixed a leak on Glenn Monday morning. It was just a minor leak, but a minor leak runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It doesn't take a day off. So what looks like that's not a lot of water, probably over the month adds up, but it wasn't as much as, I would say, I don't like seeing big leaks, but I like fixing big leaks. Because big leaks, you can see the results relatively quickly. I think we have a whole lot of small leaks over this town that are slowly causing our losses to increase. Resolutions and ordinances. First reading of new ordinances, we have none. Second and final reading of ordinances, we have a second reading of ordinance number 580, an ordinance to amend the Rocky Top Municipal Code, Title 14, Zoning and Land Use Control, Chapter 1, Municipal Planning Commission. Do I have a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance number 580?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Ms. Doherty, call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Timplin.
Aye. Second reading of ordinance number 581, an ordinance to amend section 15, TAC 801, section 1-3 of the City of Rocky Top, Tennessee Municipal Code, Title 15, Chapter 8, entitled Roadblocks, Parades, Foot, or Bicycle Race Assemblies, or Other Events, in Ordinance 578. And this is in regards to the 501c classification, C3? Yeah, 501c3 classification. Do I have a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance number 581, ordinance 578?
I make the motion, sir.
Okay, I have a motion.
I second the motion.
Okay, I'm gonna second this one. I second the motion. Ms. Doherty, call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Timplin.
Aye. Adoptions of resolution. Resolution number 592, a resolution supporting a notice of intent to apply for the 2024 Transportation Planning Grant from the Tennessee Department of Transportation. And this, go ahead and
This is
expound on that.
This is a planning grant. It won't cover any cost of construction. Some of the things that are eligible would be complete street plan, a pedestrian or bicycle master plan, transportation system management and operations, corridor studies, resurfacing and striping plan, and a community mobility plan, and then maybe welcome other transportation planning ideas. So it's just a plan. I think it's $125,000 that's there just to get a plan to see what we need to do.
It's a plan to pay for paperwork,
Yeah.
so engineering studies
Yeah.
and whatnot. So I make a motion to approve resolution 592. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Doherty, call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Timplin.
Aye. Resolution 593, a resolution to revise and update the personnel policy for the City of Rocky Top, Tennessee. This. Okay. No, I've got it here. Okay, the school, exactly what's being covered here.
Okay.
Personnel.
A lot of it is, in the personnel policy, they used to get paid weekly here. Now we get paid bi-weekly, so a lot of it is just covering where we get paid bi-weekly now instead of weekly. With overtime, and other things, that needs to, but a lot of, and plus probation, we had 30 days probation. Police chief, and, you know, Mike, he said it's hard to train somebody in 30 days. He said our training lasts longer than 30 days. So we upped that to 6 months for regular employees. Police and fire is a year now. FMLA was not included in the personnel. It is now. And basically, that was it. Talks about the work day and the work week, when we start, and what time we finish. But like I said, the big thing was the overtime. Vacation leave, we discussed it. Like I said, and it was basically where they did it by month. You go accrue hours monthly instead of, and we put it back to bi-weekly.
Well, last summer, the vacation accrual policy changed. I think they changed it last August. Because
Okay.
that's where they went from, you get X amount for X amount of time, years you've
Yes.
been here, and it changed, and you got that at the beginning of the year.
Yes,
So if you were qualified for 4 weeks of vacation, and I don't know if we go for January 1 or July
Well,
1.
right now, we changed that. We talked about it, where, make it easier on bookkeeping. We're going January to December.
Okay, well, it used to be July.
Well,
because
no,
changed
it
the
was,
same
it
time
was
as
the
budget.
date they was hired.
Yeah,
And so now we're going January, December. That way, it's easier to keep up with. They don't have 27 different people they got to keep up with when they was hired.
I know. It went from accruing everything on your anniversary date to, and what is it, some formula you use? It's so much a pay period, you get so much vacation. That's what they did down at the plant. They started that like in 2015.
And then I also put in about the internet emails, city employees, what they have to do. We've got a policy now on that, so it's included in the personnel policy.
Okay.
And also, they have to sign it, that you can see the first sheet, that they've read it, and they understand it.
And all of them will get a copy.
Yes.
Be nice to get that bound or something.
We will.
Okay, any questions on Resolution 593, personnel policy? No questions. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 593 as written?
I'll make the motion, sir.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
One more thing. It is a resolution instead of an ordinance, because I talked to MTS, and once they do the municipal code book, then it will go into that, and it'll all be one ordinance.
It'll become an ordinance then?
Yes.
Okay, a motion and a second. Ms. Doherty, call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Timlin.
Aye. Resolution 594, resolution for a new municipal code for the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee. Okay, I'm trying to find 594 here.
It doesn't have a number.
Okay. This is the,
Yeah.
okay, this is in regard, our request to codify and revise the ordinance of the city of Rocky Top at the earliest possible date. This is through the Tennessee Municipal Technical Advisory Service for a cost of $3,500. based on our current population of 1,628 people. Huh. I remember when we had nearly 3,000 people lived in this town. 50% of the cost will be paid when the ordinances are requested for codification, and the remaining 50% will be paid upon delivery of the first draft of the municipal code. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 594?
I make the motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second, sir.
Ms. Doherty, call the roll, please.
Gillum,
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Templeman.
Aye. Any old business to come before the board? New business in regards to our city judge position.
Before we go to new business, we forgot committees,
Yeah, the committee
Okay.
reports.
Okay,
committee reports.
my bad. I saw that, found that in here somewhere. Committee reports. Can't find the police report. Here we go. Chief?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For the police department for the month of November, our statistics were 44 arrests, 99 traffic stops. Out of those, we wrote 15 citations. Our officers completed 65 incident reports out of 399 calls for service. We responded to one non-fatal overdose with the fire department. That one was resolved without the use of Narcan intervention. For important issues within the police department for the last month in personnel, we've made a conditional job offer to a new hire that we will send to the Toledo Academy in Nashville. The start date for that hire is anticipated at the end of January, and we expect to send them to the academy late March, and it's a 10-week academy. Shift coverage, we still have Anderson County and Campbell County covering us from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. nightly. Our overtime expenditures over the last few months have stabilized. They've dropped from about 150 hours every pay period to about 60 hours every pay period over the last couple of months now. So that's really helped us
Yes, that's huge. Thank you.
to not overwork these guys, not overexpend our resources. Yes, sir. Grants, we have the VCIF grant. That's the one that's a reimbursement grant from the state for different items of equipment and some training. It's about $87,000. We've spent about half of that, and we've received that reimbursement on the large purchases that we've made over the last couple of months. So pretty quick turnaround from the state on getting us the reimbursement there. We're finishing up our purchases here over the next couple of months. We need to get some evidence lockers, items of evidence to make sure that we're maintaining our evidence properly and professionally. Some field equipment such as a crime scene camera, thermal imaging device, another body camera and taser, which we just got this week, and also associated items with those. Federal grant, the Office of Justice Programs, that's a 50-50 cost-sharing grant for ballistic vests. We're still waiting on 2 vests that we have ordered. When we get those, we'll pay for them and then await the 50% reimbursement from the feds on that one.
Okay.
And then the Toledo recruitment reimbursement grant, we were awarded starting December 1st. That's what we're going to send the new hire to Toledo for. That'll reimburse us for the salary and additional costs of the academy, including uniforms, fuel to get there and back, and then pay that new hire a retention bonus on 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year anniversaries with staying with the Rocky Top Police Department. So that's a really huge grant there. That's really good help for us. Internal procedures, we're trying to revamp our ticket writing software. The one that we've been using has been costing the city. After we talked to City Hall, we figured up somewhere close to $15,000 a year. We have the ability to cancel that contract and use the system we already have in place, the ISOMs that we use for our dispatch and report and so on, which will save us some money there and hopefully be more user-friendly. It looks like it is from the tests that we've run through with the representative from that company.
Okay, great.
And then training, we sent Officer Mitch Wade to a training in Middle Tennessee and Cookville for child death investigations. It was sponsored by MTSU. Didn't cost us anything but getting him there. He completed that training over the last month. And budget-wise, we're at 5 months through the cycle, 41.7%. We've expended about 40.4%, so we're doing well with maintaining our budget.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Chief,
Sir.
two things. The new charger out there that's unmarked, I take it that come in from Missouri.
Yes, sir. That's the second of the two that we made the purchase to update our fleet with.
Also, on my daytime job, I spoke with Chief Andy Midkiff today, Mr. Ellis. I discussed with him the possibility of getting some no trespassing signs put up on their railroad property in the city.
Yes, sir.
He agreed that that would be beneficial, and he said he would have some no trespassing signs posted on their rail lines here in town.
Outstanding. That will help us. One thing I failed to include in my report, we did get a agreement with R.J. Corman for enforcing the trespass on their behalf, and that will assist us in doing that, help clean those things up.
Yes, sir.
That's big. A lot of the transient camps in town are on railroad property.
You're exactly right. And that they're adamant that they want it's not only us, it's in Campbell County, it's in Clinton City. Some of their stuff in Clinton City is getting broke into regular and tools stolen, and they're really asking for the local agencies' help to keep an eye on their property.
And they're also offering to do efforts because, if I'm not mistaken, they also talked about being able to clean up around those rights of way that they have so that it is less of a crime attractant than it is now.
Exactly, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Rocky Top Fire Department, monthly report for November, had 23 EMS calls, 1 vehicle fire, one unauthorized burning, 2 false alarms, 2 lift assists, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 4 service calls, 2 mutual aid, 7 brush and grass fires, 1 overdose, 1 assist police, and 1 landing zone, for a total calls of 47. Total calls for the year is 545. I think that's down a little bit from last year. Public Works report, garbage pickup, 45, nearly 46 tons, 45.84 tons. We're up a little bit there. We're about 6 tons. Did they, numbers get straightened out?
We haven't had time to go through them to
Yeah,
see.
I think a decimal point got moved in the wrong direction. Brush, we picked up 38, nearly 39 tons. I got a feeling probably this month you will see a greater number on that because they've hauled a lot of brush. They've done a lot of work over at Public Works, cleaning the building up. We received a vacuum attachment from the city of Clinton, thanks to Roger Houck and the mayor for making this happen. The plan is, this is the vacuum that they use to suck leaves up out of the ditches. We would like to be able to get to the point here that we're picking, people can just rake their leaves down to the ditch and we can come through and pick those up. The leaves cause us a lot of problems in this town. They cause drainage issues, they stop up our storm drains, they stop up our gutters. It's unsightly. We wind up spending more money cleaning out jetting storm drains and having to use vac trucks to suck catch basins out. And we're probably looking, and it's gonna be a few months.
Yeah.
Before we get to the point that we could actually use this machine, but we're working in that direction right now. A dump truck that they received from the city of Oak Ridge several years ago, that they thought didn't run, well, it runs. And folks over at Public Works have got it going, and we're gonna get this truck in service, and it's gonna be configured to use with this vacuum. So hopefully by spring, we'll have this on the road and be able to start using it. Several pieces of equipment were repaired, cleaned up 441 and mudslide on 441, coming off of Legion Hill. That was last weekend,
Yes.
correct? Last
Yes.
weekend. Last Saturday night, Sunday, when we had that heavy rain, that was a huge mess. It's gonna cause us problems in the future. It's gonna be a while before that's fixed. It's not on us, but we have to clean the mess up when it winds up in our street. DOT inspection's done on truck. Drain line was installed, at the football field and behind the community center. And they installed, the Christmas lights and decorations throughout town. Water Department report, several repairs, 1 2-inch tap made. That was for the whistle stop. Is that tap? For the little tiny homes that are being built behind Vols Diner. Okay. They repaired the fire hydrant, that was struck several weeks ago. Actually, no, it's a couple months. It's been out a couple months, hasn't it? On the corner of Church and Second Street, finally got the repair kit in on it. It's back in service. Jetted several, stopped up sewer lines, repaired the pump station on Mountain View Drive. The sewer plant treated 9,987,000 gallons of wastewater for the month of November. Reports have been sent to TDEC, and actually TDEC was in here first of the week, and everything looked good, I think, there. Finished drain lines and catch basins. They assisted the street department on that 7th Street job. They're also assisting on the 4th Street job, and installing the tourism signs that you see throughout town now. And they started working on the 4th Street drain. Okay, back to new business. In regards to our city judge position that Mr. Barcelona has held, we'll give you an opportunity to speak.
Thank you. I just wanted the council to know that I was recently given the opportunity I could either resign or I would be fired. I took this job 10 years ago. My pastor brought me over here, Wayne Phillips, when Brian Hunt left and became the juvenile court judge, and I volunteered my services for the city. The council appointed me then, and no one had ever given me any feedback from the way I was doing the job, except the second year I was here, I was told collections were up because I started a program that allowed people to make payments. Before then, they weren't allowed to make any payments whatsoever. Now, when I asked the mayor how come I was being let go, he said that I was too lenient. I was giving out too many warnings and wasn't collecting court costs. And I asked him if he wanted me to be firmer, I could certainly be stricter. But one of the things I wanted to ask, Mayor, is that nobody ever told me how many cases I've heard in the last year, the last 5 years, or the last 10 years, and what was my conviction rate opposed to my giving someone a warning or otherwise.
I don't have those numbers.
But you told me that was why I was being let go, because I was too lenient. And you told me I didn't understand how much it cost to run
I told
city
you we were
court.
headed in a different direction.
No, you said that after I asked you if you would have been stricter, tighten up. You said, no, we're going in a different direction. But the reason you gave me was because I was too lenient. I think even the new chief I met recently said he had 99 stops and wrote 15 citations, yet you're telling me I'm being too lenient with the people. I did the best I could for the city, and it only paid $100 a month. Of course, it wasn't a money venture for me. It was to try to help the community I've been a part of for a long time through Main Street Baptist Church. And I just couldn't in good conscience tender my resignation because I felt I've done nothing wrong. I felt I've upheld the law the best I could. And when I spoke to the Judiciary Board about it, they said my only responsibility was to adjudicate cases. I wasn't here to make money for the city, nor was I here for any other reason except to hear cases and make decisions. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
I've got my attorney here with me tonight, Mary Lynn Goodman, and my legal partner, Elizabeth Pearl.
Well, since you threatened us with an attorney, we shouldn't say nothing else.
Well,
Nobody said
per
that.
advice of our city attorney, you're being replaced because we're heading in a different direction. Do I have a motion
I'll make the motion.
to
Second.
replace Sal Barcelona as our city judge? I have a motion and a second. Ms. Doherty, call the roll.
Gillum.
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Timplin.
Aye. Motion carried. The replacement, and also in regards to the city judge position and court, is moving from Tuesday morning, the second Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock, to the second Tuesday at 6 o'clock, so we're moving to an evening court date.
It's Wednesday now. It's moved to Tuesday.
It's moving from Wednesday to Tuesday.
Oh, moving from Wednesday morning to Tuesday at 6 o'clock PM. It's moving from 8 o'clock AM to 6 o'clock PM on Tuesday. Reason being, we have issues with our officers working midnight shift, that we're having to hold them over and keep them out of bed for morning court. And also it is inconvenient for working people who get a ticket and have to miss work to come in here to court. For years and years, court was at 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. So we're going back to 6 o'clock on Tuesday. I have an individual that has expressed interest in the judge position. His name is Brad Hodge. He is the city judge for the city of Norris. He's a longtime attorney in Anderson County. Do I have a motion to grant the judgeship for the city of Rocky Top to Mr. Brad Hodge?
Has anybody talked to Mr. Hodge?
Yes.
Chief, have you talked to him?
I have not, sir, but I did speak with Chief Poole and some other law enforcement professionals that are familiar with Mr. Hodge. The reputation that he has is that he is fair, that he is very procedurally sound. He does expect the officers to be appropriate and professional in what they issue citations for and how they present their cases in their municipal court. But he also holds people accountable and applies any diversions or anything of that nature appropriately, in their opinion.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I used to work with Mr. Poole. I'll make the motion.
Okay, we have a motion to name Mr. Brad Hodge as our city judge. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Doherty, call the roll, please.
Gillum.
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Timplin.
Aye. Okay, we covered the change. And in regards to the court date change, we are still on for Wednesday morning in January. Everything after that is going to be Tuesday at 6 PM, the second Tuesday at 6 PM, beginning in February. Make sure all our officers know that. Is there anything else to come before the board? There'll be nothing else to come before the board. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion, sir.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Yes.